In what is a fascinating study, researchers here found a potential asset in improving mood fairly rapidly. What researchers looked at here was acetic acid. In this particular case, it was equivalent to about 4 tablespoons they utilized from a red wine vinegar. And this randomized control trial was over 4 weeks. And it worked very well and very rapidly. And the thing about it is, you think in vinegar, you're thinking possibly detox or something like that. But no, it worked along the pathway which resulted in some people may refer to as NAD+, or nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide. And you never think about the short chain fatty acid that is the result of vinegar itself, but it's very, very predominant in the brain. Now, you'll understand why in a second. So, let us begin with the study as follows. Daily vinegar ingestion improves depression and enhances niacin metabolism in overweight adults, a randomized control trial. Depressive disorders are the most prevalent mental health conditions in the world. The commonly prescribed antidepressant medications can have serious side effects, and the efficacy varies wildly. Thus, simple, effective adjunct therapies are needed. Vinegar, a fermented acetic acid solution, acetic, is emerging as a helpful dietary supplement linked to favorable outcomes for blood glucose management, heart disease risk, adiposity reduction, adiposity, and a recent report suggests that vinegar may improve symptoms of depression. Now, we're going to go into the backstory in a second, but let's get to the results. The randomized control study examined the 4-week changes in the score of the Center for Epidemiological Studies Depression, CES-D, questionnaire and the Patient Health Questionnaire, the PHQ-9, which we'll delve into in a second. In healthy overweight adults ingesting 2.95 grams of acetic acid, equivalent to 4 tablespoons of vinegar. Now again, in this case, they used red wine vinegar, versus 0.025 grams, a marginal amount in an apple cider vinegar tablet or pill. The secondary objective was to look at the possible underlying mechanisms using metabolic analysis. But here's the results. The CES-D score, the lower the better. And remember, this is only 4 weeks, with the consumption of nothing more than 4 tablespoons of vinegar a day, fell 26%. And it gets better. Control, 5%. Respectively, the PHQ-9 scores fell 42% and 18% of the control. That's a pretty heavy statistical significance. Metabolomics analysis revealed the increased nicotinamide concentrations and upregulation of the NAD+, nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide salvage pathway for the vinegar participants compared to the controls. The metabolic alterations previously linked to improved mood. Here's our chart. I'll leave it there for a couple seconds. That's the pathway which is postulated in regard to the acetic acid and the acetate resulting in this particular pathway. To proceed. Now it gets quite interesting. We can get to the backstory. All right. Thus, daily vinegar ingestion over 4 weeks improves self-reported depression symptomology in healthy overweight adults, and enhancements in niacin metabolism may factor into this improvement. Now, I'll leave these two up here. I'm not going to read through, but you want to freeze it for a second to see how the studies basically are calculated. There it is. Fine. The CES-D and the PHQ-9. Now, the backstory. You ready? Here we go. In addition to these potential roles for acetic acid and moderating depressive disorders via enhancement of tryptophan availability, acetic acid converts to acetate once in circulation and is the short-chain fatty acid with the highest concentration in serum in the brain. Who would have guessed? Proceed. Acetate has been demonstrated to alter neurotransmitter concentrations, reduce inflammation, improve hippocampal synaptic plasticity via histone acetylation, all linkable to favorable brain function. Some of the highlights, quite interesting. There is supporting evidence in literature linking the two of these metabolites to depressive symptoms. Reference, demonstrated that nicotinamide ingestion dissolved in drinking water. This was an animal study, and it's quite a significant amount. At 200 milligrams a kilogram a day a dose, fully reversed depressive symptoms in mice exposed to retraining stress. It was an animal model. Highlight number 2 I want to bring to your attention. Thus, it is plausible that acetic acid ingestion enhances NAD+ salvage pathway, elevates sirtuin and PARP activity, and promotes mitochondrial biogenesis and cell integrity in the brain. Others have demonstrated that increases nicotinamide via the nicotinamide salvage pathway were associated with improved depression symptomology in humans, independent of other neuroactive metabolic pathways, and is shown to ameliorate depressive symptoms in animals. See if that carries out to humans. In this particular case, looks pretty positive. Conclusions. These data provide additional support that daily vinegar ingestion over 4 weeks can improve. Remember, 4 weeks was 4 tablespoons a day, 2.95 grams of acetic acid. Self-reported depression symptomology in general healthy adults, and that alterations in niacin metabolism may be a factor into this improvement, they postulate. Future research examining the effects of vinegar administration in clinically depressed or at-risk populations and those on antidepressant medications is warranted. A focus on mechanisms in large patient samples will strengthen the science, I'm reading kind of fast, because it's technical, and provide the evidence to more firmly demonstrate vinegar's role in health promotion. Vinegar is inexpensive, easily incorporated into the diet, and widely accessible. The culinary history of vinegar dates back thousands of years across many cultures. Adding vinegar to sauces, dressings, and marinades may achieve a much greater benefit than simply spicing up the diet. That is pretty amazing overall when you look at the results of just simple consumption of 4 tablespoons of vinegar a day, 2.95 grams. This case was for red wine, and 2.95 grams was acetic acid, resulted in such an incredible improvement in those self-reported scores. So simple, just to add to the diet, salad dressing or whatever. It is amazing that something just right beneath our noses can yield such an incredible positive impact, and that's no pun intended. Again, gratitude to the researchers. With this information, you could help tons of people for future studies need to be done to validate and find the correct pathways that's being utilized. But that is just amazing. And as always, I am humbled you watch and look forward to see what you and I share next week. Catch you all next time. See you then. Bye.